Good morning to all of you. This is our second lecture in this particular week. Now, we have seen this part of various different pathways that were associated. Now, we will move to the actual implementation of this particular pathway, where these pathways are being used. So, one of the best topic that is concerned is ethanol production. Ethanol has been extensively used in various different areas, and it has a wide level of applications. Very soon we will be getting vehicles which will run on ethanol, basically the biological base of that particular ethanol itself. So let us understand the ethanol production is a part of your syllabus. Now, this is an anaerobic fermentation. So what is anaerobic? Anaerobic means it does not contain any sort of oxygen that is being present. So this is purely a process whereas it is anaerobic kind of fermentation. This fermentation starts with glucose, that is the sugar, which is a raw material. Sugar gets converted into two molecules of pyruvate. From these two molecules of pyruvate, up till here the process of glycolysis is there. But once it is generated or two molecules of pyruvate is there, the 2-acetaldehyde have been produced anaerobically, and this 2-acetaldehyde will get converted into ethanol. So this is one of the important part that is to be getting really concerned about it, that this is fully an anaerobic kind of fermentation process. There is no essence of oxygen. Now, where ethanol is being used? Just a minute. Where ethanol is being used? Ethanol is used as a solvent, a chemical intermediate, and fuel. So solvents in a laboratory also we have ethanol. Certain chemicals need ethanol as an intermediate, and what I told you that ethanol can be used as a fuel. Now solvents, wherein solvents are resins, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, household cleaning products, industrial solvents. So solvents, the ethanol has an excellent or extensive use as a solvent. Then it is used as a fuel as well, where it is used as a biofuel and internal combustion engines extensively. Chemical intermediates, petrol derived chemicals, and butadiene production. So it acts as an intermediate as well. Now, which organisms are used for fermentation or ethanol production? Many bacteria can produce ethanol, many produces end products. Other alcohols, organic acids, polyenols, ketone gases, many bacteria metabolizes glucose by EMP pathway. See this. Clostridium species, Spirocheta species, Sarcina species, and Streptococcus species. These are all bacterial species by which the ethanol production can take place. Yeast. Generally, the ethanol is being produced by yeast. Primary interest is Saccharomyces species, one of the best yeast that is being utilized for production of ethanol. Organisms selected by high growth and fermentation rate, high yield ethanol, osmotolerance, low pH, high temperature, hardness under physical and chemical stress. Ethanol and glucose tolerance allows conversion of corn fields to corn products. So generally, all these typical criteria are useful for Saccharomyces cerevisiae to act as an excellent yeast or excellent organisms for productions of ethanol. So it can be produced with the help of corns. So raw materials, what can be the raw materials? It means saccharine. Anything that contains sugar can be utilized for as a raw material for productions of ethanol. Starch and cellulosic materials. Even plant materials, some of plant materials can be utilized for productions of ethanol. Saccharines, simple, directable, fermentable 6 to 12 carbon molecules. Glucose, fructose, maltose. Now, from where you can get this? See this. Maximally, it can get from fruits. Grapes, 15%. Banana, 13.8%. Apples, 12%. Pineapples, pears, peaches, oranges, watermelon. So, these all fruits, they contain saccharines, and therefore, they can be used as raw material for production of ethanol. Molasses, beech or cane molasses. You can see this molasses. It's a raw material of what we can say the sugar fermentation industry or sugar production industry. Contains 50 to 55% fermentable sugar. So this molasses has been extensively utilized for production of alcohol. Molasses with about 15 to 12 or 20% sugar concentration will need to be diluted. Ton of yield is 7 to 80 gallons. So excellently, it produces the ethanol in a very higher amount. Cane sorghum, 14% fermentable sugar content. Extraction requires heavy duty, 13 to 14 gallons of alcohol per ton. Acidification is necessary. So, a little bit complex process, but still, the cane sorghum can also be utilized. Sugar beet, most preferable 15% sugar, 82% of water, small amount of starch, juice extractable by crushing. So just crushing that sugar beet will certainly yield a lot of sugar. Ton of yield is 20 to 25 gallons of alcohol, and enzyme improves the alcohol yield. Now, corn sugar waste, 70 to 15% of sugar it contains. Sugar is extracted as same as sorghum, 18 to 18% gallons of alcohols per ton, and back sloping in the range of 20 to 25%. Acidification is necessary. So this is that. The sugar beet you can see, typically we utilize it in a daily diet as well. Sugar corn are there, or we can say it, and the sweet corn can be utilized for this particular purpose as well. Starchy materials that contains more complex carbohydrate, grains must be milled, diluted, cooked and fermented. Contains large amount of fermentable material. Alcohol yield is dependent on conversion of starch. So starchy material is also there. Jerusalem artichoke, abundant sugar alcohol. So this is what we can say. Typical level. Artichoke means adrak in a very simple way. Potatoes, grains, and sweet potato as well. Now pH adjustable fermentation is carried out. Potato, 15 to 18% fermentable sugars. Ton of yield, 25 to 25% of alcohol. Cooked with steam under pressure. After cooking, mash is cooled to conversion of 15 to 20 minutes. Once converted, pH should be adjusted. Mash is fermentable. Sweet potato, 27 to 28% of fermentable sugar. Ton of yield is 40 gallons of alcohol. 40 gallons. Similar manner to that of potato. See, this is the typical fermentation. After harvesting, it is milled sugarcane. Filtration, fermentation takes place. After fermentation, it is distillation. Since alcohol is that particular kind of product, test dehydrated, mixed with particular gas, and it can be utilized as a biogas or biofuel can be done to it. So this is all regarding the basic part that is associated in the production of alcohol. In the next lecture, we'll try to continue with something that is associated with ethanol only, but a little bit complex process. We'll try to understand the pathway of ethanol or the steps that are being utilized for ethanol productions. Thank you for this.